Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have once again some honest to God kind of bad news, although somewhat expected news too as well. I think a lot of folks who have been kind of on the somewhat on the global economy, somewhat watching just basically supply chains, watching semiconductors, and of course obviously just watching all these restocks in the first place, can probably have a pretty good say on saying that this is probably going to happen. But whenever there is an official source going and saying it, especially when it comes to someone higher up in the production side, in the semiconductor side, in terms of the actual like making of consoles, making of technology, making of cars, making of Xboxes, GPUs, whatever it is somewhat more to kind of worthy to go and know instead of like weird analysts or other people or even like people like me that are kind of saying the same thing that they would go and say. So we actually have some kind of bad news in regards to just, well, everything when it comes to the chip crisis and consoles and PS5s and all that stuff as well. But on the bright side, although we do have a little bit of the better news to go and talk about, we'll kind of dive on into and talk about at least a decent bit. We also do have quite a few good news in regards to some sales coming out into as well. On top of this, we actually have a really good PlayStation itself, like official from Sony PlayStation themselves holiday sale going on as a reminder, as well as also some pretty cool stuff from GameFly too, which we'll touch on the second half of this video. So at least we have that going on over here. But as I mentioned, we have some kind of mediocre news, so let's go and talk about it. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Kind of give your thoughts and comments down below. We have the Amazon links down below too as well for the PS5 Digital Console Controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. And as always, let's go dive in the video itself. So, as you guys can probably go and tell, we have a little bit more on the sadder news for this. And this is actually coming up from another folk over here from Intel. If you guys don't know, Intel basically is a big CPU provider as well as also semiconductor, basically like person who's working on all the semiconductor stuff. It's kind of like in regards when we see statements from AMD, Intel, and all these other various very like in-demand tech companies, you kind of want to take note on it. And the big issue is this: they're basically saying they're pushing it, they're confirming it, and they know that this global chip shortage is still going to be continuing until at least 2023. Basically saying that the demand is still skyrocketing, the production still is pretty much bottlenecked, and we are still going to be going through the slogs quite a bit longer. This also kind of comes right after too as well. Only a few weeks ago that Sony did go and officially lower down their projected amount of consoles and went from 16 million to 15 million. So you can definitely kind of go and feel like the gut punch from that one when it comes to Sony. Let's go and talk about this as well. Like I said, these are kind of like big because these are the folks that are actually literally making and using and utilizing and working with them too as well. But I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree, and even myself would. We were probably anticipating this to happen until at least 2023 regardless, and maybe hopefully tapered off like midway through the year itself. But let's go talk about it. So, as you guys can see, the Intel chief, Pat Gelsinger, has now reiterated the global chip shortage is set to continue now until 2023. I'm going to wait until it's like 2020, like midway through 2022, and then we're going to be seeing the article saying it's going to be like until 2024, and then we all sit here and cry even more. Thankfully, though, while it is bad news and it's not the funnest news to know, I think a lot of big companies were anticipating this, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, even watching, myself included, were also kind of thinking like, there's probably going to be still at least some hiccups even then. So it's also despite manufacturers rushing to step up production as well to go meet up the demand. The CEO made similar comments back in October and last week visited Malaysia as Intel announced an expansion to its back-end manufacturing capabilities as reported by Nikkei. So the overall semiconductor shortage is still quite significant, and the semiconductor industry was growing about 5% per year before COVID, said Gelsinger. COVID disrupted the supply chains, causing it to then go negative in terms of like the growth and production of that. And then as well on top of that, because you also had issues, you had factories shutting down, you had factories catching on fire, you even had our, all those places down in Texas as well, also going to have to be shut down. It takes quite a few weeks to get back in the groove, as well as also sometimes you'll even have like people, with COVID, and then they basically have to go and take breaks, they lose workers, worker shortages, everything. I'm sure you guys have heard bajillions of times. But basically then demand also then exploded to 20% year over year and disrupted the supply chains too as well. On top of that, creating a very large gap, and also that exploding demand has basically not calmed down and still persisted to as well. And this kind of stinks because I think a lot of these big companies, a lot of these big areas have been working towards trying to go make bigger plants, trying to go and work out as much production, trying to go work in as much as they can. But obviously a lot of this stuff kind of takes time and effort. And although we're definitely going to see a light at the end of the tunnel, it definitely just takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort to basically make sure stuff's all going to keep on going good. And it's also on the fact that we'll probably even have even more basically like items, utensils, phones, toasters, whatever it is, that basically have to go and deal with, well, having semiconductors mixed in, let alone all the cars and all that type of stuff too. The Malaysian expansion is also part of an investment across the US, Europe, and Asia, with new sites due in the near future, which is at least kind of like, while it's bad news, it's also good news too as well. It just takes time to build this capacity to respond to the spike, said Gail Singer. The global chip shortage has a major impact on console and PC graphic card sales, with Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo all setting a strain on console production. Microsoft were even unable to obtain the retail Xboxes for the recent Halo competition, which we actually made a video on before too as well. It's also affected to Final Fantasy 14 because they basically couldn't even use your servers to go and cope with them too as well. So once again, we kind of knew and were expecting this. It's still bad news whenever we see official sources go and talk about it, and I feel like it's at least somewhat newsworthy to go and talk about because it is new brand new statements, new comments, and kind of their overall ideas on it. But it definitely makes me a little bit on the sadder side. But at least on some happier side over here too, we actually have a brand new PlayStation blog that came out too, discussing and talking about the holiday sale promotion coming to the PlayStation Store. It's always very fun to go and see this. So basically, if you guys want to go pick up any things, don't forget, you guys also can go and use your PS4 or your Sony account, basically your PlayStation account, to pre-buy games too as well. If any of these games came on a very, very good sale, or like you really want to go get it. And don't forget, you can also kind of hold on to the games as well, which is very nice to go and see in case you guys just don't have your PlayStation 5s as of yet. So, the holiday promotion comes to the PlayStation Store on Wednesday, December 22nd. So today, for a limited time, you can save on a huge, and we mean huge, selection of games and add-ons. This also includes I'll do like a quick scroll through for you guys, but it includes titles such as Call of Duty Vanguard, Cross-Gen Edition, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Far Cry 6, FIFA 22, NBA 2K22, and basically they have a massive list on that in case you guys want to go check and see too as well. And they also will be including even more games on January 5th as well on top of that. So it also is kind of somewhat on the regional pricing too, but you have like Alan Wake, Aliens Fireteam, Apex, Assassin's Creed, Battlefield 2042, Back 4 Blood, Call of Duty's over here, Chivalry, Crash Bandicoot, Cuphead, Cyberpunk 2077, Dark Souls Remastered, DayZ, Deathloop, Death Stranding, Demon Slayer, Destiny 2, Diablo, Dragon Ball Z's Universe, Dying Light, which I'm actually hyped up for the new one coming on out, FIFA's Far Cry, Final Fantasy 7, Fortnite, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut 2 for both editions. Definitely get the PS5 one over the PS4 one. Hades, Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, just you guys are seeing so many of these too. Life is Strange, Little Nightmares, Marvel's Avengers, Marvel's Spider-Man, which a lot of these games are really good games, especially for the exclusives. Monster Hunter, Nier, No Ride, Outriders, Overwatch, PGA Tour, Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Very, very, very good game. Resident Evil, Scarlet Nexus, Sekiro, Sid Meier's, Spyro, all of these games over here. A lot of really big games I'm sure you guys have heard of and seen. Definitely worth checking out for your console. And once again, you guys can also pick it up on the PS4s. As a quick little side note too, we actually finally get to go and see the cover for all this type of stuff for Horizon, a bunch of little cool Horizon things, little Horizon artwork too as well. Mixed on in case you guys want to go and see it. We've also seen this up on Game Informer too as well, with kind of cool designs and games and all this stuff too mixed on in, especially if you guys are trying to get over here. So overall, I'm so hyped up to play this. If you guys want to follow me up on Twitch, I'll 100% be streaming this game when it does come out. I kind of hope that Horizon doesn't stink. Fingers crossed. I have high hopes for it. I hope it's going to be better than we expect to as well. And last but not least, we also did go and mention that Gamefly also does, once again, in case you guys want more of like a physical game instead of a digital game as well, Gamefly actually does have a year-end sale going on. It's going to be ending on 1/3, mixed in for PS5, PS4, and a bunch of Switch games too. So you guys can see a lot of these games used. I actually would probably say it's probably fine for a lot of these games. Let's say like Resident Evil Village, amazing game, $18, not bad. Battlefield unused, stuff like that. Call of Duty, $40, not that bad. You can maybe find some of these games cheaper on the PlayStation promotion we just mentioned over here, as you guys can probably go and see. But as well, on top of that, just in case you guys want to find and try to look and see cool games, you guys totally can. There's quite a few of them for the PS5, quite a few of them for also Xbox, Nintendo Switch too as well. Just kind of depends on your vibe and depends on what games you guys want to go and get. There's also quite a few of them. I think this one's just more so for the folks that want to have a physical copy rather than just a pure digital copy. So If you guys want to give your thoughts and comments down below, feel free to. I do appreciate you guys so much for watching. Kind of always is kind of bad news to go and see when it comes to stuff like global chip shortages still kind of impacting everyone. Although we've kind of been rolling with it and rolling with the punches for a while. So in the end of the day, it's kind of like just the same old as per usual. But I'll definitely give you guys more updates as time goes on. As well, we also have quite a few more PlayStation 5 and Xbox restocks we'll be covering. So be on the lookout for that. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get a bunch of free stock and free money. Coinbase too as well. And all that, guys, we'll have a lot more videos all throughout today. So thank you guys all so much for watching. And give your thoughts and comments down below. And I'll see you guys later on throughout today for a bunch more videos. Love you guys.